welcome. Today for our yoga practice, we are going to use a chair instead of the yoga mat. This is a great practice to do if you're feeling any back pain, or if you've been sitting a lot at a desk, or even traveling, just to get some lengthening to the low back. What I want you to really think about is the same engagement, that same amount of work that you would use in a regular yoga practice on your mat. So let's get started. You're going to want a firm seat. I like to use a dining room chair, something with a firm surface. And then you'll sit on the edge of the chair. So you'll walk your sitting bones forward. And then bring your heels directly under your knees. And you want to look just like mountain pose and make sure your heels are behind your second and third toe. And then the heel of the hand, bring it to the top of the thigh bone and press it down. And notice when you press it down how there's this lifting up through the crown of the head, almost this reaching up with the spine. Now we're going to start to make some changes here. You might notice when you press the heel of the hand into the thigh bone and press the thigh bone down towards the floor that you arch your low back. We want a neutral curve of the lumbar spine. So draw your navel in. You'll notice a little bit of a shift in the pelvis. Draw your navel back to the spine. And notice if your shoulders are hiked up towards the ears, let them drop down, and you can even bring your elbows towards each other. And then give yourself a few breaths here. You'll notice a lot of work in this lower belly region. It really firms. So belly is in, sits bones are heavy. Those two golf ball nuggets that you sit on, they're heavy. And you reach up through the crown of the head. The upper back is mildly contracted. So when you draw your elbows together and down, notice how your upper arms move down. And you can firm your shoulder blades somewhat on your back. Back of the skull presses to the space behind you. Just breathe in here. Inhale. And exhale. Keep pressing the top of the thigh bone down, and you'll hinge forward and bring your ribs to your thigh bones, sandwiching them together. Release your arms down to the floor and draw the chin into the chest. Now notice if your knees splay open wide. We want to keep a track of ankle, knee, and hip. So press down through the inner foot. Imagine that you're holding perhaps an apple or a grapefruit. Back of the hands can come to the floor. You can even use your arms to hug your knees towards each other. Bring your shins a bit towards each other. Let the head drop. And then feel that you're pulling your navel in, pulling your front ribs in away from your thigh bone, and then press the breastbone down towards your knees. So front ribs pulling in away from the legs, center of the chest or heart pressing towards the knees. Head is heavy. Keep pressing down through the inner feet, hugging your inner thighs towards each other. This is where you should feel a lot of work. And then give yourself just a number of breaths to feel the work, feel the lengthening through the low back, and perhaps even fold a little deeper the more you pull your belly in. Press down the heel, the inner foot, and slowly roll back up. Arms are by your side, palms face forward. Let the tops of the shoulders drop as you lengthen the back of the neck, reaching the crown of the head up. Your gaze is at the horizon. Just breathe in and breathe out. I won't be mirroring you, so when I say right, think of your right leg. You'll draw your right knee up into your chest. You can bring the hands behind the right thigh or hold on to the shin. Now notice what you just did. When you pulled the right knee up, did the right knee move out and did the foot kick into the left? We want to, again, keep that track of ankle, knee, and hip. So let's lower the right foot down again. Pull the belly in, reach up through the crown of the head, and then slowly lift the right leg up. You should not see the foot. Yeah, it should be hidden behind the leg. Then hold on to the back of the thigh or the shin. You might notice some outer hip work here. Pull the right knee into your chest, and then instead of slouching back, press the rib cage, the right side of the ribs to the thigh bone, as you pull the thigh bone towards the ribs. Tops of the shoulders are heavy, and you reach up through the crown of the head as you continue to draw the belly in. Just give yourself a number of breaths here. You should again notice that gentle scooping in of the low back, that lumbar curve, and then keep pulling your ribs, lower ribs. I'd say they're moving in and somewhat down. Breastbone pressing forward. Give yourself just another breath. And then you have a choice. It all depends on your low back mobility and your hamstrings. We're going to straighten the right leg. So if you just slouched back, you might bend the knee a little bit and hold the back of the thigh. What we want to keep, the focus or objective, is to have the leg extended with the low back curve drawing in, the belly in, and the chest pressing forward. So find out what's best for you. You're flexing the foot. The top of the thigh, if the leg is straight, is firm. The muscles are engaged. Fingertips reach to the floor. Shoulder blades move from your ears. And then notice the left leg. Did you forget about it? Press down left foot, lift right toes up. Keep drawing your low back in. That'll scoop your heart forward. And then we're going to take the right foot, cross it over the left leg. You might need to use the hand to adjust, and then flex the foot. Make sure you're not shortening the right inner ankle. So if you see any creases in the skin, just smooth them out by pulling right pinky toe back to the shin. And then take your two hands, and like you're working to open a big jar lid, you're going to take the right hand and rotate the top of the thigh towards the floor. Notice if your right hip or sitting bone got light, and if you're leaning more weight to the left. Stay centered and balanced, arms by the side, and fold forward. You might notice a lot in the outer right hip here. So give yourself a moment just to sort of be in this space and notice what you're feeling. This is also a great practice to do if you're a walker or a runner, using even a bicycle, that one direction movement of the hip. This is a great way to open after that type of a movement. All right, so you've been here a little bit. Let's start to observe. We're going to press down equally through both sitting bones, and you'll be pressing through the left foot as well. Think of the heel, big toe mound, outer foot. Then pull your navel into your spine, and instead of rounding the back and spreading the shoulder blades, let's bring the hands behind the head and interlace the fingers. Start to lift your chest up, and then feel yourself lengthening forward. So we went from a rounded back to an extension of the spine by lifting the chest up, hinging forward, lifting the elbows, and then just tuck the chin in slightly as you press the back of the head into your hands. So here we've got the upper back strong. You're feeling the right outer hip, pulling the belly in as you fold. Give yourself another few breaths here. Press down through the left foot, hinge all the way up, uncross the right foot. Bring it to the floor. Pull your belly in, and then again hinge forward. Bring your ribs to your thigh bone. Tuck your chin in just slightly, and then feel this scooping of the chest. Reach back through the sitting bones. Elbows up. Stay here for an inhale. Lengthen through the base of the skull, through the crown of the head. And an exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, fold all the way down. Let it go. So hands can come to the floor, ribs on thighs. Hug your knees towards each other. Stay for a breath. Inhale. And exhale. Slowly roll up. Give yourself a moment to pause. Notice the movement of energy in your body as you reach down through your sitting bones, pull the belly back, and reach up through the crown of the head. Inhale. And a long exhale. Okay, same thing, second side. Notice the left leg. So we want to track ankle, knee, and hip. So when you lift the left knee up, the foot should disappear behind the thigh bone. So lift the left leg up, notice. If you need to start again, bring the foot down and lift the knee up and start again. Notice if you started to lean back in the chair, start to lean forward as you bring the left knee up to the ribs. So press your left ribs into your left thigh bone. Pull your belly back and feel yourself reach up through the crown of the head. Notice the right leg. Press down through the right inner foot and the heel, and then keep pulling your belly back as you reach up high. Stay here, inhale, and a long exhale. All right, balance through both sitting bones. We will now extend the left leg, but maintain the low back scooping in, that lumbar curve, with the belly drawing back. So think of the lumbar curve scooping in and up to lift the chest, and then the front core staying engaged. Okay, maintain that and straighten the left leg. Notice the left toes if they want to turn to the left. Keep the toes up, so you're hugging inner thighs together. Draw your low back in, lift the chest up. It's a lot of quad work if the leg is straight. And then arms are forward. Give yourself a number of breaths, lifting the toes, lifting the chest. Inhale. And exhale. All right, let's take the left ankle, cross it over the right knee. Keep flexing the foot. Remember, if you see a lot of creases in the skin, smooth them out. Pull the pinky toe more back to the shin. Two hands, like you're working through a jar. Take the left hand to rotate the top of the thigh down. You're just bringing some space into the hip joint. And then just start to fold forward. You might need to adjust your seat just a bit. So as you fold, just drop the head. Let the shoulder blades spread wide here. And then start off with just a soft belly, soft front body. And just exhale. Notice what you're feeling in the left hip. Notice if it feels different than the experience on the right. All right, let's bring a little work into this. So pull the belly in, pull the ribs in, away from your shirt, and extend the heart forward. So instead of rounding the back, like if you've done cat pose, think of a little bit more cow posture. Also, bring the hands behind the head and interlace the fingers. So press your sitting bones back into the chair. Press the left thigh bone towards the floor. Pull your belly in and feel this scooping of the chest forward. Notice if you're lifting your chin to look too far forward. Look down towards the floor right above your right foot. Keep pressing the heart forward like you're trying to lengthen it beyond the left shin. Elbows lift to the ceiling. Back of the head presses into your hands. Belly isn't tight. And then just see, can you hinge a little further forward? Bring your chest towards your left shin. Relax your toes and breathe. And then slowly make your way back up. Keep your hands where they are. Uncross the left leg. Pull your belly in and then fold forward again. Press down through the heel, the inner foot. Notice if the elbows are dropping, lift them to the ceiling, pull your belly back, and then feel a scooping of the chest forward. Give yourself a few breaths, stamping your heel, your inner foot and outer foot down, back of the head into your hands, elbows lifting, and then feel the tight front core as you reach back with your sitting bones. Give yourself another inhale. And then release on the exhale, just fold. Take a breath, release the work. Inhale. Hug your knees towards each other. Exhale. And then slowly curl the spine back up. Bring your hands to your legs and sit tall. How do you feel? Should have felt like a lot of work. Like our standing yoga practice, it's a lot of core work, so we can release tension in the back body. So until next time, take much care, have a great day. Namaste.